Our guest today is Paige Cartledge, and today she's here to talk about her devotional book called God Opened the Gate for Me. Now, I want to know why this title, God Opened the Gate for Me. What gates did he open for you?
He opened a beautiful gate for me to provide a go-to portable prayer room.
A go-to portable prayer room. Say that 5 times fast. That's great.
It is. I mean, I'm just a regular person. I work a job. You know, it's a hectic life. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I labor over is a lack of enough time with God.
Yeah.
And when life happens and things are difficult.
And life does happen, doesn't it?
It does, all the time. I wanted to provide people with a portable go-to prayer room that maybe they could put in their lunchbox. Maybe they could take 5 minutes and view. A lot of the pictures in the book are about God's creation.
Okay. To
relax, to maybe get some peace out of just the pictures. The stories are real. They're about real people going through real difficulties. I know prayer for me is just like oxygen. Wow. It's something that I pull on many, many times during the day. It's just like, for instance, trying to get here. There were so many obstacles in the way from North Carolina to here, starting a week beforehand. And where prayer is so important to me is that I have prayer warriors. And all they are is just friends.
Yeah, I was going to say, define that, because we hear that term in Christian circles. I'm a prayer warrior. What does that mean to you, Paige?
To me, it's a list of about 10 people that when I'm having a bad day, or like, for instance, we're trying to make our connecting flight to Canada, and we are on the tarmac, and they close the airspace.
Oh, no.
Yes. So I'm texting 2 prayer warriors that I know will immediately have knee pain for me. Yeah. And that means they'll drop what they're doing and they will say a prayer for me. And that's what I call a prayer warrior, a good friend that you can share your difficulties with, that you know you can ask them to pray for you, and they will. There's a part of the book that talks about the Barnabas Club, which Barnabas was a big.
That a bit, yeah.
It was he was a big encourager, and that's one of my spiritual gifts that I feel that the Lord blessed me with, was to encourage people. And through prayer and encouragement, I feel that was probably the big focus of the book to begin with, because I wanted to be able to give people a resource to pull on the same power source that I have. It's nothing elaborate. Prayer warriors may be a religious term, but for me, it's a group of friends that I know will pray for me.
Yeah.
In any situation, whether I need to get off the tarmac or I need to, for instance, write a column. I was approached to write a column for a nursing journal. I'd never written a column before, and it was because of this book. So I sat down and I just closed my eyes and I said, you know, God, can you please help me do this? I've never done this before, and I don't want to miss an opportunity to share Jesus with someone. And this is going to colleagues of mine in the same profession. I'm an emergency room nurse, and so it was a nursing journal. It was very important for me to share Jesus with them in a very non-threatening way. And quite honestly, I look at the column now and I'm like, who wrote that?
Really?
Yes. I know who wrote it.
Yeah, you knew that the Lord was helping you, because you called on those prayer warriors, people to get behind you in prayer and to lift you up and give you the right words to say.
It's been a power source for me through so many difficult scenarios and situations, and it was a power source for all the different stories that are in the book, for all the people mentioned there.
You know, as you're sharing, I don't know if it's being picked up at home, but you get emotional. I can see the tears. You're holding them back as you're talking about about praying, and you're talking about just asking God for direction. I mean, what is prayer to you? We can look it up in a dictionary, but
Oh,
how
yeah.
would you define prayer, Paige?
You know, maybe this is a weird way of explaining this, but I lost my nanny just recently in
Oh, I'm
December.
sorry.
And my nanny was somebody, she's my grandmother.
Yeah.
And she was somebody that in the morning I would pick up the phone on the way to work and I would call and she would give me the weather report. And then if I came home for lunch, I'd call and check on her and she would chit chat. In the evening, she'd give me the moon report because I work long hours.
Okay.
And it was probably about 2 weeks after she had passed away and was with Jesus. And I picked up the phone out of habit.
Oh, to call.
And I threw it down in the car. And I just prayed to God. I said, you know, you have my nanny now. She's with you, and I would never bring her back here. But who am I going to talk to now?
Yeah.
There's nobody for me to call. And then it just hit me. He doesn't charge me any cell phone minutes, no long distance charges. And I'm like, you know, I guess I'm going to use this time from now on to call you
Oh.
because you're always there. And for me, just in regular everyday life, that's what prayer means. If you're having a rough day, if you're just feeling grateful, if you're feeling down and out, there's not a phone number you have to call. There's not a long distance charges you have to pay or cell phone minutes to take up.
No busy signals.
No busy signals. You just talk to him. And you know, I talk to him just like I'm talking to you. A lot of times
I'm the same way.
I'll get up and go, okay, what are we going to do with Jesus today, Lord? And you know, I know that was in the Bible, and Pilate said that, you know, what shall we do with Jesus? But mine is more of, what shall we do with Jesus? What am I going to do today to show people him?
Yeah.
And I kind of open that up the day with that type of prayer because I don't want to miss an opportunity.
Yeah, well, I can tell. I mean, that you're passionate about praying, about talking to God, and getting the assignment from Him for your life for that
Yes.
day. And I know that you've been given an assignment to go up north. I hear you're going to Alaska.
I am.
And how did that come about? And what are you going to be doing there in terms of? And how is prayer related to that?
I prayed for that phone call since 2007.
Okay.
It was really an act of God that He brought that whole project about. He put everybody in place. He brought the right people in my life that talked to the right people, and they called me up and asked me if I would volunteer for them. They have an Operation Heal Our Patriots project in Port Ellsworth, Alaska.
Alaska, okay.
And it's for veterans and their spouses. And it all focuses on helping them just get a break from life. Use God's creation. It's beautiful there.
For sure.
Provide some marital enrichment classes. We will be nurturing them. We may be cleaning their rooms. We may be preparing meals. We may be praying with them. It's just whatever
Beautiful.
you allow the Lord to do.
And you got this out of prayer, out of talking with God, asking Jesus, hey, what are we going to do today? And using that model of a portable prayer room, He gave you instructions, and now you're going to be doing something that a lot of people don't get to do, and it's an amazing, amazing opportunity.
I think the opportunities that He gives us, we see if we're in the Word, and we see them if we're praying. You know, religion to me is about a great relationship with Him. You can't have a relationship if you don't talk to one another.
Right.
If you don't, you know, tell each
Like
other
in the
about
natural.
Yes.
Right.
Tell each other about what makes your day, what breaks your heart, and He has always been there. You know, I look at when you accept Jesus as your Savior, He kind of moves in your house, meaning your
Sure.
your body and
Yeah.
your soul. And you know, of course, you're going to have to go through some rooms, clean out some closets,
Yep.
some bad habits. But one of my favorite places for Him, and I learned this out of a book, is that little room off to the side with the nice little lamp and the nice cozy chair where you meet with him every day.
Yeah.
And it's not about how many Bible verses you read or how much Bible study you do, because when you first accept Christ, you're probably really gun-ho about it, and you want to talk to him all the time. And then you miss
Then
a couple of days,
yeah,
and it
starts to-
falls off.
Yeah.
But then when you come down the stairs and you go past that room, and Jesus is sitting there, and you're like, it's been a while
been a
since I've been
while.
there.
We need to
And he
sit
looks
down.
back at you and he says, it's okay.
He says, anytime.
It's not about how many verses we do. It's not about how many book studies we do. I just want to spend some time with you. And that's what the book
this
is about. Is so you
That's-
can have an avenue
Yeah.
to spend some time with him.
Well, if the book is anything like the passion and the heart that I'm hearing from you, that I know is going to be a powerful read for people. The book is called God Opened the Gate for Me. And you call it a portable prayer room or prayer center. Spend time with God. And if you need prayer, you can see the number on the bottom of the screen. You can call our prayer center and you can spend that time, like Paige was saying, spend that time with Jesus and just talk to him and ask him what he's wanting of you. And thank you so much, Paige, for sharing your heart. And I pray that many of our viewers will go and get this book.